Kenma scrolled through the comments on his latest YouTube video as he sat alone in the office. He saw a suggestion that caught his eye. Can you do a day in the life with your boyfriends? You guys are so cute together. It had been a while since he'd made a video with his boyfriends, so he thought it was about time. He tried to think about what they typically do in a day but was drawing a blank. They spent time together cuddling and watching movies and working on school stuff, but did they do anything interesting? It was getting late, even for Kenma. Everyone had gone to bed a couple of hours ago, so he thought he should probably go to bed soon. Maybe he could take note of what they did tomorrow and see if it would be good for a day in the life. Deciding that was a good enough plan, he turned off his computer and went to the bathroom to get ready for bed. Kenma then made his way to the bedroom, quietly opening the door to not disturb his sleeping boyfriends. He took a moment to appreciate the scene in front of him, his boyfriends all cuddled up together in bed, Bokuto in the middle spooning Akashi with his deceivingly strong grip, and Kuro flopped lazily across Bokuto on his other side. After quickly changing into some pajamas, Kenma slotted himself into the space in front of Akashi and closed his eyes. He felt Akashi shift behind him and was worried for a second that he had woken him up, but he was just adjusting in his sleep, snuggling into Kenma and wrapping an arm around him. He focused on the sound of the slow, rhythmic breathing filling the room and soon fell asleep. Kenma woke up to someone gently shaking him and calling his name. He grumbled and cracked open an eye to see Kuro watching him. "Good morning." "No." Kuro chuckled as Kenma firmly shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. It was a Saturday, why couldn't he let him sleep past noon? "Kenma, you know we agreed to make sure you're awake by 11 every day, it's already 1/4 past." Kenma stayed silent and tried to ignore him, but Kuro wasn't going to let him get away with it. He nuzzled into Kenma's face, kissing along his cheeks and neck until Kenma finally pushed him off. "Good, you're awake, now come on, time to get up." Kuro stood up and held out a hand to Kenma, who just glared at him. Sighing, Kuro gave up on the idea that Kenma was going to get up himself and picked up his smaller boyfriend. Kenma went limp against Kuro's chest and let him carry him to the living room where Bokuto and Akashi were sitting together on the couch. "Kenma, good morning." "Morning, Kenma." "Morning." Bokuto held out his arms and Kuro passed Kenma to him, so he was sat on Bokuto's lap with his face resting on his boyfriend's chest. Bokuto wrapped his arms around Kenma and snuggled into him as Akashi kissed his cheek and Kuro leaned against the armrest. "Do you want something to eat?" "Yes please." "What would you like, cereal, toast, eggs?" "Can I have eggs on toast?" "Sure." "Oh, can I have eggs on toast too?" "Sure Bo, KG, do you want some too?" "I'm alright thanks." "Alright, 2 servings of eggs on toast coming right up." Kuro turned to the kitchen with a smile, and Kenma got out his phone that he had managed to grab on the way to the living room. He opened the Notes app and started a new note, adding, "Kuro wakes me up at 11:15 a.m, Kuro makes me breakfast while I cuddle with Bokuto and Akashi." "What's that for?" "I'm taking note of everything I do today, I might use it for a video." "Oh cool." Once the eggs on toast had been made and eaten, the 4 of them sat on the couch together. "What do you all want to do today?" I don't really have anything to do, I guess just spend time with you guys and go for a run later." "I want to get started on my literature essay." "Yeah, I want to do some work on mine too." "I'm gonna stream this afternoon, but apart from that I don't have anything." "Oh, can I join your stream?" "Yeah sure." A bit later, while Kuro and Akashi were working on their essays downstairs, Kenma and Bokuto were in the office getting ready to stream. Kenma set up all the lights and recording equipment with Bokuto spinning around on the desk chair while he waited. Once everything was ready, Kenma opened up the list of games he liked to stream and let Bokuto pick one. "Okay, I think we're good to start now." "Okay." Bokuto held out his arms and Kenma sat on his lap, Bokuto then kissing his neck. "Remember to not kiss me while we're live." "I know, I'm just getting one last kiss before we start. Kenma laughed and turned around to give Bokuto a proper kiss before settling back to start the stream. He sent out a tweet to let his followers know that he was streaming and that he had a special guest, and watched as people started to join the stream. Hi everyone. Hey. Bokuto waved to the camera over Kenma's shoulder with his usual bright smile. The chat seemed very excited to see him and started asking lots of questions. Kuro and Akashi are busy, but Bokuto wanted to join, so you get to see one of my boyfriends. Happy to be here. He hugged Kenma tight and watched the chat scrolling by. We're gonna be playing Genshin Impact today, Bokuto's choice. I like watching you play it because the characters look cool. Yeah, I know you like the pretty boys. What can I say, I have a thing for pretty boys. Bokuto grinned at Kenma, who tried to stop his face from going too red. Anyway, let's just start. Bokuto sat and watched Kenma play for a few hours, staying mostly quiet and happily watching and cuddling. Whenever Kenma would get too absorbed into the game and go quiet, Bokuto would rub his arm or give him a gentle squeeze to ground him, which Kenma always appreciated. Once the stream had finished, Kenma added another entry to his list, stream with Bokuto, before leaning into his boyfriend for a minute. Then there was a knock at the door, Akashi opening it to check on Bokuto and Kenma. Have you finished your stream? Yeah. How did it go? It was fun. That's good. I'm gonna go to the convenience store to pick up a few things for dinner, would you like to come? Oh yeah, I'll come. No thanks. Come on Kenma, it'll be good to go for a walk and get some fresh air. I don't like fresh air. But it's good for you. Ugh, can you carry me? But then you won't get the exercise. When was the last time you went for a walk? Like a few days ago. Come on, let's go for a walk. Kenma groaned, but he let Akashi pull him to his feet and followed him and Bokuto down the stairs. They passed Kuro on their way to the door. He was still working on his essay but smiled and waved them off as they left. Kenma didn't like being outside, it was bright and hot and there were unfamiliar things and people everywhere. He held Akashi's hand, trusting that he would keep him safe, while Bokuto walked ahead. It wasn't long before they reached the convenience store, Kenma grateful for the air conditioning as he stuck close to Akashi. They got what they needed, and a few things they didn't need, before starting to head back home. I'm gonna do a quick run around the block on the way back, anyone want to join? No. No thanks, I need to get the food put away. Okay, I'll meet you back home. Have fun. I will. They waved to each other as Bokuto turned to start running and then continued the rest of the way to their apartment. We're home. Hey, welcome back. They made their way inside and Kenma went to sit next to Kuro, who gave him a small kiss. Did you lose Bo? He went running. What, you didn't go with him? I haven't run since I stopped volleyball. Fair enough, I guess I should be happy you at least went for a walk. Exactly. Kenma got out his phone to add another thing to his list, went for a walk with Bokuto and Akashi. Hey KG, do you need any help with the food? No thanks, I can sort out dinner today. Okay, let me know if you need anything. I will. Kenma spent the rest of the day mostly just playing games and occasionally joining in his boyfriend's conversations. He was just starting to doze off as he sat on Kuro's lap with his hair being petted when Akashi called out from the kitchen. Dinner's ready, can I have some help setting the table? Bokuto and Kuro got up to help, Kuro placing Kenma at the table on their way. As the food was placed in front of him, Kenma started to get less sleepy and more hungry. They ate their dinner mostly quietly by Bokuto and Kuro's standards, and before long Akashi was starting to collect the plates. Hey, let me do that. Oh, are you sure? Yeah, you cooked dinner so I'll do the dishes, Kenma's gonna help me. Since when? Since you never cook. Bo doesn't cook either. Bo helped with the dishes this morning, it's your turn to help and his turn to keep KG company. I'm happy with that. Bokuto pulled Akashi closer and nuzzled into him, making Akashi laugh before giving him a kiss. Fine, I'll help with the dishes. Great, let's go. Reluctantly, Kenma got up and followed Kuro to the kitchen. Kuro filled the sink while Kenma collected all the dishes on the bench. As Kuro started washing, Kenma lazily dried the dishes, making a pile on the side of the bench so he didn't have to move back and forth to the cupboards. Once Kuro ran out of things to wash, he started helping put the dry things away. Kenma picked up some cups and went to the cupboard, standing on his tiptoes to try to reach. Need some help there? Kenma made one last effort to reach before giving up. Yes please. Kuro smiled and picked Kenma up so he could put the cups away on their shelf. You know this is your fault for putting everything so high up. Haha, sorry, I hardly notice since everyone else can reach it, and I don't mind picking you up when you need. You better not be doing this on purpose. Of course not, it's just a happy coincidence. Kenma rolled his eyes at Kuro's grin and went back to putting away the things he could reach. Once they were done, they went back to the living room where Bokuto and Akashi were sat cuddled up together on the couch. Excuse me boys. Kuro squeezed between his two boyfriends, forcing them apart with short-lived protests. Kenma joined them, sitting on Kuro's lap as Bokuto and Akashi leaned into them on either side. He added 2 more things to his list: Akashi makes us dinner and Kuro and I do the dishes. Later that night, Kenma and Akashi were having some quiet time in the office, playing games and reading while lying together on the spare bed. Closing his book, Akashi rolled closer to Kenma and kissed him gently. Do you want to go to bed soon? Maybe in a bit. When did you go to bed last night? Like 3 a.m. Don't you think it would be a good idea to go to bed a bit earlier if you're still tired in the morning? I guess so. Come on, let's have a bath. Okay. They went to the bathroom and Akashi started to run the water. While they waited, Akashi started brushing his teeth, handing Kenma his toothbrush with toothpaste already on it for him. Once the water was ready and their teeth were brushed, they got into the bath. Kenma relaxed, lying against Akashi's chest as he soaked in the warmth. Akashi reached for the body wash from the side of the bath and washed both himself and Kenma. You know I can wash myself. I know, but I like doing it. Kenma turned around to face his boyfriend and tried to take the body wash from him, but Akashi held it out of his reach and kissed him instead. Kenma gave in easily, deciding he didn't mind it after all. When the two were done, they got out of the bath and dried off before going to the bedroom to get some pajamas. Will you two look sexy? Akashi rolled his eyes as he knelt down to open the drawer and threw the first thing he grabbed at Kuro. Hey, why don't you throw that towel instead? Akashi handed a pair of pajamas to Kenma before starting to change himself, earning whistles from Kuro and Bokuto. Do you have to do that every time? Yes. As he finished changing, Akashi threw his towel at his boyfriends who grinned as they caught it. Are you coming, Kenma? I might just finish my level first. Okay, don't stay up too late, alright? I won't. Akashi kissed his forehead before joining Bokuto and Kuro on the bed, Kenma going back to the office to finish his game. He must have accidentally got hooked into playing for a while, because a sleepy Bokuto came to check up on him. Are you ready for bed yet? Oh sorry, yeah I'm done. Kenma turned off his game and Bokuto scooped him up in his arms, carrying him to their bedroom. He was placed in the middle of the bed between Bokuto and Akashi, just managing to reach his phone to add the last things to the list: play games and cuddle with Akashi, bath with Akashi, Bokuto carries me to bed. He had a quick look over his completed list to see if it was good enough for a video, but he soon became more concerned about a pattern he was starting to see. As he looked back on his day, he noticed that his boyfriends did a lot for him, and he started to wonder if he was relying on them too much. He couldn't do a day in the life video like this. From an outside perspective it would look like he couldn't do anything for himself. He put his phone back on the nightstand and thought about what he should do as he fell asleep. When Kenma woke up, all his boyfriends were already up, the bedroom empty and quiet. He checked the time, 10:50 a.m., he had about 10 minutes before one of his boyfriends would come to wake him up. After his reflection last night, he had decided that he had gotten too reliant on his boyfriends and he was going to be more independent from now on. He never used to be this bad, so it shouldn't be too hard. Although it was very tempting to go back to sleep, he managed to drag himself out of bed, get dressed, and head down to the kitchen. "Wow, you're up early, I was just about to go wake you up." "Well, I'm up." Kenma walked straight past Kuro, not even acknowledging Bokuto and Akashi sitting in the living room on his way to the kitchen. "Do you want me to make you breakfast?" "No, I can do it." "Oh, okay." Kenma opened the pantry and stared at its contents, trying to decide on what to have. Cereal seemed like the least likely to go wrong, so he grabbed a box and a bowl. He poured some cereal, then some milk, slightly more than he had intended, but the bottle was heavy and hard to pour. Kuro or Akashi would usually make him some hot chocolate in the morning, but now he had to make it himself. He got the powder from the pantry, then opened the cupboard where they kept the cups, on the highest shelf, that Kenma couldn't reach. He glanced back to the living room, debating whether to ask one of his boyfriends to get it for him. No, he decided, that was cheating, he had to get it himself. He walked over to the dining table, his boyfriends watching him curiously, and dragged over a chair in front of the cupboard. Standing on the chair, he managed to reach the cups and get one down. He added a couple of scoops of hot chocolate powder, filled the cup with milk and put it in the microwave. He had no idea how long it was supposed to be in the microwave, so he set it for 1 minute, then checked on it. Still lukewarm, he put it back in for another minute. This time it was a bit too hot, but it was good enough. He carried his completed breakfast to the dining table and sat down to eat, a bit tired from the whole ordeal. "How's your breakfast?" Akashi came over to sit next to Kenma at the table. "Fine, well actually the cereal is a bit soggy and the hot chocolate is too hot, but whatever." Akashi laughed lightly and hugged Kenma from the side. "This is what happens when you don't have enough practice." "I know." He pushed Akashi off him, slightly annoyed at himself. This was exactly why he was trying to do things for himself. Akashi looked a bit surprised, but he sat back to give him some space. "Do you have any plans for the day?" "I think I'll get started on one of my assignments." "Okay, do you want to come run some errands with me later?" "No, I'm fine." "Okay." Later in the afternoon, Kenma had been working on his assignment for a few hours when Bokuto appeared in the office doorway. "Hey Kenma, do you want to come for a walk with me?" "No thanks." "Oh okay, how about we play some games together?" "I'm just gonna keep working on this." "Don't you want to take a break, maybe eat something?" "No, I'm fine, I'm not hungry." "Okay." Bokuto hesitated, tapping the door frame for a second before moving to kneel in front of Kenma. "Hey, are you okay?" "Yeah, why wouldn't I be?" "I don't know, it just seems like you might be avoiding us." "I'm not, don't worry." Kenma petted his boyfriend's cheek, Bokuto turning his head to kiss his hand and smiling, though less brightly than usual. "Are you sure you don't want to play a game with me?" "I'm sure, I'm trying to be more organized, so I need to keep working on this." "Oh, well let me know if you change your mind." "Okay." Bokuto got up and left him to keep working on his assignment. Kenma stretched, starting to get uncomfortable from sitting in the same position for so long, and wondered if he should have taken up Bokuto's offer of a break. No, he was committing to this, he was just going to have to put up with it. A few more hours had passed, Kenma not really paying attention to the time, when there was another knock on the door. This time it was Kuro who came in and stood beside him. "Dinner's ready." "What, already?" Yeah, it's 7 o'clock, you've been shut in here all day. Oh oops, I was gonna get my own dinner. Why, we always eat together. But you guys always cook for me. Well yeah, cause you and Bo are terrible cooks. You don't have to cook for me. But I like cooking for you, plus it's the only way to make sure you're eating well. Well, I don't want you to anymore. Kuro paused, giving him an odd look. I don't know where this is coming from, but come on, let's go downstairs. He grabbed Kenma's hand to pull him up, but Kenma pushed him away. I can do it myself. Hey, what's going on here? Akashi and Bokuto had come up the stairs to see what was taking so long, surprised to see Kenma looking upset. You guys don't have to do every little thing for me, I'm not some helpless kid who can't take care of himself. Of course you're not, we know that. Is that how you think we see you? I don't know, maybe, I mean I'm the only one who relies on you for everything. I certainly don't see it like that, we all have things that we do for each other and rely on each other for. I don't do anything for you, all I do is take. Now that's just not true. Kuro picked Kenma up before he had time to protest and held him so they could face each other, Kenma automatically wrapping his legs around Kuro's waist. What about all the cuddles and emotional support and fun times when we play games or talk together? That doesn't count, it's not practical stuff. Just last night you helped with the dishes, does that not count either? I guess, but it's not enough. And don't underestimate the importance of emotional support. I think emotional things are much more valuable than practical things, even though I like doing practical things for everyone. I just don't want to feel like a burden. You're not. Everyone turned to look at Bokuto, who had been unusually quiet for the past few minutes. I sometimes feel like that too, like it would be easier for everyone if I wasn't so needy, but you're not a burden, and you shouldn't feel like that because I need you. We all need each other in different ways. That's the best part about having 3 boyfriends, that you can always have someone there for you when you need it for whatever reason. Abo. Kenma held out a hand, inviting Bokuto to join the hug, Akashi joining too. None of us are perfect, but we all complement each other. I guess you're right. So will you let us take care of you? Okay, but not all of the time, I want to be able to do some things by myself. Whatever makes you happy, but you know, doing things for you makes me happy too. Especially spending time together, that's not us doing things for you, that's just nice boyfriend things like cuddles and kisses. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry if I went too far, I didn't mean to push you guys away. It's okay baby, we love you. Yeah. Yes, we all love each other, now come on, let's have dinner before it gets cold. Yeah, let's go, I'm hungry. Do you want me to put you down, Kenma? He only thought for a second before settling further into Kuro's chest. You can carry me. Okay.